welcome to your November 2017 love reading with Divine Love Tarot. Okay, welcome to my channel. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. If you're a subscriber, welcome back and thank you. If this is your first time here, welcome to you too. And, I'm glad that you are taking the time to experience my reading, okay? I'm going to continue with the Celtic Cross format. I like it. The feedback's been great, so we're going to keep doing it. And let's go ahead and get into your reading, okay? The cards already shuffled as I usually do, so we're going to start with your present energy. And the card that represents your present energy is the Fool. Okay. The next card represents your challenge for this month. It was crossing the Fool, and that is the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. Next card represents your past. Okay, and we get the Magician. Next card represents your future, and we get the Ten of Wands. Okay, I always want to call this Pentacles. It's like, because it's wood, and wood reminds me of earth, it's earthy, it's like, I get so confused, but I'm getting there. I didn't call it the Ten of Pentacles, I called it the Ten of Wands, right? Okay, cool. All right, the next card is going to represent what you want. All right, and you get the Ten of Cups in reverse. Ten of Cups. I think this is the second reading where in the want position. This is the Ten of Cups. In another reading, the sign wanted the Ten of Swords. And I was like, who in the world wants the Ten of Swords? Nobody wants the Ten of Swords. Like, what is going on? Who wants the Ten of Cups in reverse? Oh, Aries, what's going on? All right, next card is going to represent your internal factors. And you get the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so what you want and what your feelings or what's internally driving you, it's crazy. All right, we'll get into that when we get there. All right, the next card is your advice card for this reading. And you get the Queen of Swords. Next card represents your external factors, and you get the Five of Swords. Next card represents your hopes or your fears, and you get the Five of Wands in the reverse. And the next card is your outcome card, and we get the Six of Swords in the reverse. Okay, Aries, so let's go ahead and get started. Your present energy is the Fool, okay? The Fool, for some, can represent a new phase in your life, a new phase in your love life, a new phase in your relationship, if you're in a relationship. All right, it represents a new beginning. It represents being in the moment, okay? Not wanting to be tied down to anything. Letting go of worries about others' opinions or just not caring what others think about you or what you do right now. Okay, so like I said, this can represent a new phase in your relationship. This can also represent somebody who's not ready to commit. Okay, they're just ready to kind of experience what life has to offer. Okay, now crossing that, you have the Nine of Pentacles. All right, so the Nine of Pentacles is, this is a person, it represents someone who's very confident, okay? Someone who knows their worth, someone who doesn't need a man, or they don't need a relationship to make them feel complete, okay? They don't need to be with someone. They feel like they have it all. This person knows like the difference between lust and love, okay? This can be considered someone who's independent. Um, if it's not a person, then this represents maybe a relationship that's lacking in some type of commitment or lacking in a title. Okay, this can also represent a relationship that's based on commitment, and maybe that's where there's a lack of title. All right, so when I see the Nine of Pentacles crossing the Fool, it seems to me like basically you need to develop your self-discipline. Okay, the Nine of Pentacles is a card of self-discipline. Okay, the Nine of Pentacles is a card, basically this is the, basically this person is wealthy and material things, financially. This person has it all. Not necessarily love, but this person has it together. Okay, you see this, you see the card, the way this woman is portrayed. This is a very confident person, is very confident in their skin. Okay, so in order to get there, this took hard work, this took dedication. So the Nine of Pentacles represents understanding the value of hard work and understanding that you're going to have to work hard sometimes to get what it is that you want. So for that to be crossing the Fool may be right now, you may be feeling like throwing caution to the wind. You may be feeling like, you know what, I just want to go off and do my own thing. But you need to have a little bit of self discipline right now. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and clarify the crossing card. I'm going to clarify the Nine of Pentacles. And we get the Three of Cups in the reverse. Okay, so the Three of Cups in the reverse can represent maybe there's a third person in a relationship if you're in a relationship. Okay, so for some of my Aries, you guys want to maybe start a new beginning with someone who represents the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, maybe you are in a relationship already and this Nine of Pentacles person looks really good to you because they look like everything that you want. Okay, for others, you need self-discipline because the Three of Cups in the reverse represents someone who's out of balance, and not like, oh, I'm throwing temper tantrums, I'm unhappy, but this is someone who they like to party hard. They work hard. Everything they do is in extremes, okay? Nothing is ever halfway. Nothing is ever balanced. Everything is just over the top. So sometimes you're going to work, you're doing overtime. You go out to party, you're partying every weekend, you're getting drunk. Okay, so the Nine of Pentacles can represent that you need to have a little bit more discipline because this is what you're exhibiting. And as the Fool, you are being naive to how your actions are affecting those around you. Okay, or maybe you want to go off into this new beginning because once again, everything you do is an excess. Okay, so now you're tired of whatever your situation currently is and you're ready to go after something new. You're just ready to go after it. Okay, and let's go ahead and move on. If I need to come back here, I'll come back. We move on to the past, and you have the Magician. Okay, so like I said, if this is a person, this is someone who came into your life and kind of sparked you. Okay, this is someone who made you feel alive, someone who you felt really connected to. It's almost like your spirit, was felt this person, or you guys connected on a spiritual level. All right. The Magician is someone who's very romantic. All right. The Magician is someone who really excites you. This could possibly be a Virgo or a Gemini. Okay. Now, if this is not a person, then this represents your energy. Okay. You embodied the energy of the Magician. So basically, you felt like you were able to manifest whatever it was that you wanted. Okay. And you just went after things. You went after whatever it is that you wanted. That's what you got, okay? Because that's what the Magician does. All right. Moving on to your future, we have the Ten of Pentacles. So the Ten of Pentacles can represent a burden, okay? It can represent feeling like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. All right, I'm sorry, see, there I go calling the Pentacles. The Ten of Wands. All right, the Ten of Wands can represent like struggle, conflict, for some, it can represent adultery, all right, or betrayal, someone unfaithful. Okay, so it's almost like it's an oppressive situation, something that makes you feel like giving up. You feel like walking away. Um, let's go ahead and clarify this future. And we get the Queen of Cups in the reverse. So the Queen of Cups in the reverse, if it's a person, it could be a water sign that you're dealing with, a very unhappy water sign. All right, so maybe in the future you feel like this water sign person has become a burden to you. Okay, maybe this is, if there is a love triangle, maybe this is just one of the people in this third party situation. Okay, but this person has become a burden. They're not happy, you're not happy, but this is what the situation is. All right, for others, if this is not a person, or this could be you just unhappy with this burden, okay? Just unhappy feeling like you have this burden, all right? And if this is not your energy or the energy of someone you're in a relationship with, then this represents that love has basically left the building, okay? The Queen of Cups represents a your emotions have turned, love has turned to anger, or love has turned to coldness or indifference. All right. The Queen of Cups can also be manipulative in the reverse. Okay. So this is someone who can be self absorbed, someone who could be considered unrealistic in what they expect. This person could be slightly smothering. Okay, but this person has lost touch with their loving, like they've lost that loving feeling. Okay. um so possibly even substance abuse. Okay, that can be indicated when you see the court card cups in the reverse. So, here with the 3 of cups in the reverse in your current situation, Aries, some of you may have an issue with drinking. I know maybe the nine of cups in reverse might have come up in your last reading, okay, which can indicate, so for some of my Aries, there's a drinking issue going on here. Maybe you're drinking because you're not happy in your situation, and one drink leads to do two drinks. Drinking on Friday nights leads to drinking on Saturdays and Sundays, and the next thing you know, you're having a drink every day when you come home from work. And if you're drinking and you're having issues in your relationship, that means that you're maybe, intoxicated when you're having arguments, and that's not good. So, for some of my Aries, that can be the situation. For others, you're just not happy in the situation that you're in. Okay, you're not happy in the situation that you're in, and it feels like a burden to you. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to what you want. Okay, and we have the Ten of Cups in the reverse. So when I see the Ten of Cups in reverse, this can indicate that you may want a divorce. Okay, unfortunately, that represents breaking up a family. All right. Um, for others, you just want to cut your emotional ties with this person. All right, maybe whatever the relationship that you're in, that now you want to go off and do your own thing. Maybe this Queen of Cups in reverse person, you want to cut emotional ties with them. All right, and that's what the Ten of Cups can represent, a cutting of that emotion. Okay, Ten of Cups is emotion. This here is financial stability, security in a relationship, so we'll get to that. But you want to sever emotional ties with a person. Okay, you're no longer wanting to be connected to this person. When I see the Ten of Cups in reverse, this can also indicate that maybe your family is in your business and you want them out of your business. All right, because sometimes when, especially, committed relationships go through issues, or excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, our families tend to want to get involved. And so maybe Aries, you just want your family out of your business, or you want their family out of your business, so that you can, go ahead and handle whatever your situation is. All right, because 9 times out of 10, what does family tell you to? Oh, guys, you guys got to stay together. You guys got to work it out. Find a way to make it, keep it together for the kids or for this or whatever. And, sometimes you stay in a relationship because you're taking advice from someone who came from a different generation. So if you're really going through a struggle in your current situation and it's really not a good situation, sometimes that advice is not always the best. All right, and I totally believe in, you know, trying to keep a family together first, but sometimes for your well-being and even for the well-being of your children, because they don't need to see this negativity. All right, kids don't need to grow up in this negative environment, because this is just a cycle that keeps repeating, right? They see mom and dad unhappy growing up, they subconsciously that soaks into their psyches, and then they wind up as adults in situations where mom and dad don't get along, and maybe mom drinks and maybe dad drinks to cope. Okay, so we don't want that. So that is the 10 of cups in the reverse. You want people out of your business. um for others, 10 of cups in the reverse could indicate possibly the one that got away. So maybe there was someone else that you feel like in the past you had not a commitment, a connection to, or someone that you loved a lot that, you're not in a relationship. So maybe because things are going bad for you now, you're kind of wanting back that situation. Let's go ahead and clarify this 10 of cups. We get the ace of cups in the upright. So, for some of my Aries, you want to sever emotional ties with somebody because you want a new beginning. Okay, you want a new beginning with someone else. This is not a new beginning with this person. You want a new beginning because you want love. You want big love. You want mutual love and satisfaction. Okay, so maybe you don't feel that in your current situation, and so therefore that's what you want, and that's all it is. There's no need to explain. You can't explain why somebody wants what they want. They just want that. All right, and who wouldn't want a big love? Who doesn't want to be in love or to share emotions. So you want somebody that represents this Ace of Cups to you. Could be the one that got away. For others, it's just you want out of the situation that you're in because you want to pursue. Here we go with the Fool card. You want to pursue this new love interest, okay? Now, your internal factors are represented by the Ten of Pentacles. So this is saying to me that tradition, commitment, is a factor for you, okay? Whether that is just an internal, what is driving you, okay? Maybe you want commitment. So for some of my Aries with this Nine of Pentacles card here, maybe you are in a situation with somebody who doesn't want to commit. All right? They don't want to commit, and that's why you are looking to go off to a new situation because this person isn't going to commit to you. Okay? Or they haven't put a title on your situation. For others, I feel like this represents someone who wants to leave a situation, but they're not going to because they're in a commitment. And this commitment is being in a commitment and honoring your commitments is very important. So for some of my Aries, you're not going to leave the situation, or you're having an issue with whether you want to leave the situation or not, because this is important to you. Being in a secure, stable relationship is important to you. Or maybe because you want to be in a secure, stable relationship, that's why you're looking to leave this situation, even if it is a commitment, because maybe it's not stable and secure. Okay, and this Three of Cups here with this Queen of Cups all this in the reverse in the future is telling me that there is some instability going on. The Ten of Cups in reverse, there's some big instability going on in the situation. And because you want stability and you want this traditional commitment, maybe that's why this Ten of Cups is in reverse, because you just want out of this current situation because you don't feel like it's going to get you here. Okay, and you want the freedom to go off and pursue the possibility of finding love with somebody else. Okay, we move on now to your advice, and the advice card is the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords represents someone who can put their emotions to the side, puts their emotions to the side in order to deal with their circumstances. Okay, so with all this emotional imbalance going on, your advice is to try to put the emotions on the back burner and think logically. Okay, think logically about how to proceed through this situation. All right, is it logical for you to get a divorce? Is it logical for you to go off on your own and start a new thing? Or is it even logical for you to stay in the situation? Okay, if it's not a good situation to be in, yeah, emotionally you may be tied to the situation and you have, may even have an emotional connection to your commitment, okay? Or, maybe how this person made you feel in the past, you're emotionally tied to that. But is that logical to stay in a situation based on past feelings, okay, that are no longer present? Because someone in the situation wants out. Whether that's you, Aries, or whether that's the other person, or whether that's the both of you. The Fool is the present energy, and someone wants out of this situation. Okay, so is it logical to stay in a situation? Now, is it logical to leave if you can't support yourself? No. Is it logical to leave if it's going to leave either your children, you know, lead your children to suffer? No, that's not logical either. But that's the whole point of this card. Okay, whatever the right thing is to do, you need to put your emotions to the side in order to make that logical decision. Okay, this card is telling you that you need to be at peace. You need to be at peace with yourself in order to connect to your inner wisdom. All right, if you're all emotional and all over the place, or if you're drinking or whatever, you're not really going to be able to hear that internal wisdom that will guide you through the situation. Okay, so the Queen of Swords is telling you to get some peace, find some peace so that you can cut through, because that's what swords do, cut through the nonsense, cut through all the BS. All right, we move on now to your external factor, and we have the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords represents mind games, okay? This represents manipulative behavior. This represents conflict, okay? And this is someone, so maybe that is what your partner is bringing to the situation, all right? Or the person that you're interested in, okay? They're they're bringing mind games, or someone's playing mind games with you, or you know, let me go ahead and clarify that. Because I mean, I don't know that that gets clear. This is just conflict, mind games. Um, we got the Six of Cups in the reverse. All right, so that represents maybe possibly someone from your past. Okay, um, this could also indicate a troubled childhood. Okay, so maybe, like I said, growing up, right? If we see negativity, if we see conflict, and and mind games in relationships that during those years where we're shaping and forming our personalities, then we tend to grow into adults who recreate those same situations. All right, so maybe a troubled childhood is what is causing this situation right now. Okay, because for some, especially with you know how things were in the past, where it was a male dominated society. Okay, there's a lot of chauvinistic ideals about how relationships should go. All right, dad goes to work, dad makes the money, mom stays home, mom takes care of the kids, dad has a girlfriend, or dad is allowed to have a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Men who feel like they're allowed to cheat, and then it's just not okay for the woman to do that. But now in our current society, everybody's cheating. Okay, everybody's cheating. Men are cheating, wives are cheating, husbands are cheating. So it's not a situation now where you can say, oh, well, whatever, because everyone's taking that what's good for the goose is good for the gander mindset. All right. So if you're in a situation where you feel like it's okay for you, your your partner may be like, no, it's okay for me too. Okay, so for some people, not for everybody, for some people that's going to resonate. All right, for others, maybe it's someone from your past, and maybe this person's playing mind games with you. Okay, maybe this is the magician. Okay, and they've come back from the past, and maybe they're the reason, they're tempting you into moving on to a new situation, but maybe they're not really being serious. You never know. Or maybe they are serious, but once again, because of just how, the dynamics of certain situations are, maybe they're playing mind games with you because they feel like you're playing mind games with them. Or maybe it's just a situation where you're playing mind games with someone else outside of your relationship. Okay? Because if you are in a relationship and you are initiating some type of love connection with someone else, and you're not sure if you're leaving this relationship, you are playing with somebody's emotions. Okay, that is absolutely, because you're allowing someone else to fall in love with you, and you don't have the ability to pursue that situation yet. Not 100%. Okay. Let's go ahead and move on to your hopes and your fears. And you have the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. Oh, Lord. The Five of Wands. I'm so sorry. I think I jinxed myself. Five of Wands in the reverse. So you are fearing that basically more mind games are in your future. Okay. This represents underhanded behavior. This represents, competition. This also represents a lack of spark and a lack of chemistry in the relationship. So you're just fearing that if you stay with this person, or even maybe this new person, you're just afraid that in general, whoever you're with is going to have this dynamic, and maybe because you somehow aggravate this dynamic. All right, if this is your hope and your fear, then 9 times out of 10 this is because we always fear what we would do, right? People are afraid. Cheaters are always afraid they're going to get cheated on because that's what they're doing. So I'm not calling all of you Aries cheaters, I'm not saying that, but for some people, that's why. For others, you're just afraid that this is going to be more to come because this is what somebody's already doing to you now, okay? And you're afraid that more is it's just going to be par for the course. More cheating, more mind games, more struggle, okay? And you're concerned about that being your future. And, rightfully so, because depending on how long you've been in this situation, of course that would be a concern that it's going to just continue. All right, so now we move on to the outcome, and we have the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords represents being stuck, okay, being stagnant, being unable to leave a bad situation or a difficult situation. All right, the Six of Swords represents no forward movement. Frustration, okay? This represents a lack of peace, a loss of feelings. So, once again, going back to this Queen of Cups in the reverse, love has turned to anger. So, this is just a situation where, maybe if you do stay with this person that you are committed to for the sake of commitment, there's going to be a lack of love, and a loss of feelings in the future for some of my Aries. For others, it's just going to be a very emotionally turbulent time. You're going to feel like the situation is a burden and you're going to feel stuck and trapped, okay? Because sometimes when you're in a situation and there are a lot of arguments and mind games or whatever, it does feel like a trap, all right? And that's what the Six of Swords represents. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clarify this outcome again. And we get the Page of Swords in the reverse. Page of Swords in the reverse represents more mind games, can represent spiteful behavior, lying, cheated. It also represents something unexpected that happens, okay? So something that you don't expect to happen, whether, you know, it could be anything, an unexpected argument. Swords represent pages represent messages, so an unexpected message. Maybe if you are checking somebody's phone or if you are spying, you find out something that you did not expect, or vice versa. If somebody's going through your stuff, they find something out that they're not expecting to find. Okay, Aries. You know what I want to know? I'm nosy. I'm nosy. I'm nosy. I want to know more about this. What you want? Who's this Ace of Cups? Who is this Ace of Cups? Why do you want to cut your ties? Hmm. You know what? Let's keep going with the outcome, okay? Because we get the three of and we got the three of Pentacles. So now I can't even say what Pentacles are. The Three of Pentacles in the reverse. I'm like having a brain freeze. I'm like, well, if these are Pentacles, then what are these? No, these are Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles in the reverse just means that, the two of you are not willing to work on the situation, or you're not working on it as a team. Okay, maybe one of you might be committed to working on the situation, but the other person is just not. Okay, and that's where you're at right now, because that's the current energy of this situation. One person wanting to work on it and the other person not wanting to work on it. All right, so in the future, that's more of the same. Who is this Ace of Cups? Get the World card. Okay, so for what you want. Definitely some of you just want to go off and have the ability to see what's out there in the world for you as far as love is concerned. All right. You want to find a new love. You want to go off and do your thing because you feel like there's a world of possibilities. And for others, that might be the one that got away, may be either a Sagittarius or a Pisces, because that's what the two signs that the world card can represent. Okay, so for some of my Aries, you guys feel like you can go off. You want to cut emotional ties where you are right now because you want to start something new with a Pisces or a Sagittarius. All right, other of my Aries just want to have the ability to go out there and see what the world has for them as far as love is concerned. All right, and that's what the Fool card is saying. The Fool is like, look, I just want to go and see what is out there for me. Okay, but unfortunately, there's a situation that is not allowing you to do that right now. Okay, whether it's an actual commitment, all right, or whether it's you've been in something so long you feel like a commitment is coming, whether there's children and that's why you're unable to move away from the situation. All right, but in the future, and if you're single, okay, because we do have single people watching. If you're single, to me, it seems like you want new love, okay? You want to go out and get love, but you are still emotionally connected to someone from your past, okay? And maybe this person, whoever the magician was, who, maybe this magician really touched you. And, now it's very hard for you to move on from that situation. All right. So you want to go off and you want to go do your own thing, but you're still emotionally tied. And that's where these mind games. So maybe somebody from the past is still kind of acting like they want to be with you or they're interested in you, Aries, but they are in another situation. Okay. So they're in another situation, but they're playing mind games with you. All right. And in the future, you're still not able to move on from this situation, but you're going to find something out. I feel like you're going to find something out about this person. And then you're going to realize that this is not something that you want to work on. All right. You're going to basically give up on thinking that you two are going to be a team and you're going to work on the situation. And then you're going to go off and do your thing. World card. I mean, Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune. What is wrong with me today? I'm looking at it. You can see it. The Wheel of Fortune is upright. I'm clarifying the outcome again. Sometimes, like I said, I don't let you guys know what I'm thinking, but I'm trying to figure out this outcome. So, there something is going to happen, and you're gonna realize that this situation is not working out. So from my singles, you're gonna realize that this person that you are stuck on from the past is not for you, and the Wheel of Fortune is basically coming around. There's gonna be a change in the tide. There's gonna be a change in the tide for everybody. Okay, something is gonna happen unexpectedly for my Aries that are in this relationship that is feeling like a burden, or in this relationship that you want to cut emotional ties. Something is gonna happen unexpectedly, but things are gonna after that things will move ahead in your favor. Okay, so for some of my Aries, you're either gonna realize that you can get out of this relationship, or maybe something unexpected is gonna happen and it's going to help you to realize that, you know what, maybe we're not working together as a team. But the Wheel of Fortune is fate and destiny. Okay, so if it's your destiny and to be with this person, then that's what it is. And if it's your destiny to move on and find love with someone else, possibly a Sagittarius or a Pisces, then that's what it's going to be. All right, and I feel like with this Queen of Cups here and this ten of Wands, for some, if it is adultery, if it is a loss of feelings, then that's what I feel like this Page of Swords in the reverse is going to reveal. And, yeah, it's going to get worse before it gets better. But when you see the Wheel of Fortune and the outcome, then it's going to get better. Okay? Don't know how long it's going to take, but it's going to require you to use your logic. It's going to require you to put your emotions to the side and be very clear about what you want going forward and how to go about that. All right, Aries. So, I think that's it. I think that's really it. And if you want something that's more personal to you, then you guys can go ahead and contact me, divinelovetarot@gmail.com. All right, if you have any questions about this reading, feel free to email me either here on YouTube or at my email address. And, happy fall, guys. We're in the thick of it. The leaves are changing, the weather's getting cooler. Um, it's November, okay? So I will see you guys at the next reading. Take care, Aries. Bye.